Welcome to the DreamViews podcast, Minisode 3.
In this minisode, we'll be talking about the December tasks of the month, what makes them a challenge, some of the tools one can use to be more successful in completing them, as well as member experiences so far this month.
We're your hosts, Racola.
And Ophelia Blue.
So it's been a while since we've done a DreamViews podcast episode. We had a lot of technological mumbo-jumbo which stopped us for a while, but we're back and hopefully we'll be doing a lot more of these soon. And as it's Christmas, we're trying out some background music. Let us know how it sounds. Alright, so let's get started. First, let's introduce the basic and advanced tasks of the month for December 2012.
All right, the tasks. For the past couple months, we decided to have 2 basic tasks and 2 advanced tasks. The idea behind this was to cover all manner of dream control, from short, simple tasks to manipulating the dreamscape to incorporating dream characters, all the way to extreme sports. This way we touch on more skill levels and reach more lucid dreaming styles than if we just have the 2 tasks.
I think me and you talked about this on a previous podcast when we talked about the tasks of the month, actually. And
yes.
This has actually worked out really well, because for December you'll notice that we've got some holiday tasks as well as some, just winter and general tasks. So there's kind of something for everybody, which works out a lot better. So more people have an opportunity to get their wings on the forum.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely our goal with this. Not everybody celebrates Christmas, but it's winter somewhere in the world, right? And we have a lot of snow-related themes or other sort of winter season environmentally things going on here. So we have the 2 basic tasks, and the first one, which is Christmas based, is to sing a Christmas carol, and you have to get the lyrics correct. Now, this seemingly simple task requires the dreamer not only to recollect a song, but sing it and have it resemble the original song. And this task is special because it engages rational thought, which can sometimes be somewhat elusive depending on the skill level.
Yeah, we've had kind of a lot of challenges like this recently in the tasks of the month. I think, was it last month where you had a task to write out November backwards in the air with your finger or on a piece of paper or something? I think it's definitely,
writing a word.
Yeah, I think it's definitely interesting to see if you can have that rational thought necessary.
Yeah, it is very interesting. We had to write November backwards last month, and then a couple months ago, I think you had the idea to just recollect a thought from your waking life and then write it down in the dream. It involves remembering the task first of all, and then second of all, remembering what you're supposed to do, what it is that you're trying to write, or what are you trying to sing, and then have it actually come out correctly. It's really easy to kind of let your rational thought slip a little bit when you're in a dream, because that side of the brain is not functioning as well as it does when you're awake.
Yeah, we've had quite a few people that have actually completed this, which is good. We're kind of like increasing people's lucid dreaming knowledge and skill just for these tasks of the month, which is what we wanted to accomplish, really. Alright, so do we want to move on to the second basic task of the month?
Yes, changing the weather by making it snow. And this task obviously takes a good amount of control over the dream environment. And I made it a basic task because even though I'm not particularly good with weather, I've noticed that it's common among the lucid dreamers of the forum to be able to do either make it light when it's dark or make it rain or snow when it's not. And but I had no idea we'd have so many people. We haven't had these tasks posted for just a week now, and we've had so many people accomplish either the Christmas Carol or making it snow. And I thought maybe I didn't make them hard enough, or I didn't pick hard enough ones from the task club. But I think Jason's right. They're trying the tasks more, and they're picking up ideas and tools and techniques from other dreamers, other people who have mastered these tasks, and it's causing a higher success rate, which, like you said, it's exactly what we want. We're just gonna have to make them harder now from now on, make them more of a challenge.
I don't necessarily think they need to be really hard though, because with something like making it snow, there's so many different ways you could go about doing this. I mean, it's interesting enough to be simple, and if people really want to take it further and go into some in-depth ways of making it snow, I don't know, I think we've got a couple we're going to talk about where we've had like cartoon snow and everything like that. It's really interesting to see what people can come up with, and it broadens everybody's knowledge
I know everybody has a completely different approach. Nobody, they say no two snowflakes are alike, and no two dreamers can make it snow the same way in their dreams. It is really interesting to see these developments.
Okay, so the advanced tasks now. Again, we've got 2 advanced tasks. Do you want to describe the first one?
Sure. I'm trying to remember who came up with this one. Was this one yours, or no? The next one was yours, the ghosts. But
yeah, I had a similar one, but I can't remember who done this one.
I can't either, and sometimes I'll kind of combine 2 different ideas if I think they would kind of go together. But in this one, it was locate the aurora borealis, fly into the atmosphere, and find out who or what is creating it. Then create an aurora borealis of your own while you're up there anyway. This is a good one that's not so Christmas themed. It's just kind of meteorological. But anyway, this task involves what I like to call extreme sports, since the dreamer has to fly up into the atmosphere and create their own northern lights. It requires the dreamer to have excellent control over their own body as well as the dream environment. And what you'll find out later when we read about someone who's one of the members who've accomplished this is that it allows your subconscious to go a little wild in terms of what is creating it. You just kind of sit in the back seat a little bit, let your subconscious go wild and creative, and see what actually creates it. Not realistic like in real life, but in a dreamscape.
I really love tasks like this that are kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but they're kind of random. Like, there's nothing you really necessarily control, but it kind of just, it appears to you how your subconscious would depict it, which is really interesting to see how everybody's subconscious is different. And I think it even surprises yourself to see how your mind creates these things.
Yeah, it is. It is very random. I think everybody who is, well, I say everybody, just a handful of people have accomplished this one. Surprised themselves with the way when they flew up there and figured out what was actually making it. It's a very interesting task. I really like that. I'll credit the person later if I figure out who did it.
Yeah, this task as well, it's one it can give you so many really good dreams, because I mean, it's the aurora. The sights you're going to see in your dream are just going to be mind-blowing anyway. But then when you combine that with creating your own aurora and seeing what's actually creating an aurora, like there's so many different things that could happen. It's a perfect recipe for a really good dream.
It is, yeah. I like this one a lot. And this next one, or the final advanced task, is yours, which is my favorite. No one's accomplished it yet, but it's when I'm out of my dry spell, the very first thing I'm going to do is try this one. Just find the ghosts of Christmas's past, present, and future, and experience what they have to show you. If anyone's familiar with Christmas Carol, you got the 3 ghosts that show Ebenezer Scrooge where he went wrong in life and how it's going to go really wrong if he doesn't change his ways. But it doesn't have to be a nightmare. It could be just showing you what you've done in your past, what's going on in your present, and what might happen to you in the future. Again, it involves like the aurora borealis, your subconscious to kind of go wild and create some kind of ghost for each one. Who knows what that would look like? And then who knows what your subconscious will have these ghostly dream characters show you. And that's really what I was wanting to get out of this task, was just to see what different people would have, what their subconscious would manifest in terms of ghosts, and what they would show you, like maybe deep dark secrets about yourself. Who knows?
This is kind of one that's going to be really hard to accomplish, because not only do you have to do these radical things of actually finding the ghosts and getting them to interact with you properly, but you have to go into the past, so you have to go through many scene changes, and you've got 3 of these to do in the space of one dream, so you need to have quite a long lucid dream as well. So yeah, I think you did say in the thread that if you could only do 1, you would still get basic task wings.
Yes, if you can at least get 1 or 2 ghosts, you'll get basic wings for that, because that's an accomplishment in and of itself.
Yeah, definitely. So this is another one that can be really interesting and give you really intricate and unique dreams, just going into your past, your present, and your future. Is debatable which one would be most interesting, but it'll be fun to see everybody's different takes on it with their subconscious. And yeah, as you said, nobody's done it yet, which is a shame, because it's one of the tasks I'm looking forward to see people complete most. So hopefully we can see some of those before the month's over.
Hopefully, yes.
Okay, so member accomplishments. We're going to talk about 3 dreams we've picked out that we're going to talk about. So they've been out for... It's December 8th when we're recording this, and it's December 8th for me. I'm past midnight. December 7th.
7th for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
basically a week. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of people that have actually accomplished some of these tasks. Some even more than one task have completed it already, which is awesome. It's nice to see that so many people are actually taking part in accomplishing these tasks. So, do you want to start talking about our first dream that we picked out?
Yeah, let's see. We'll start with a basic one here. We kind of touched on it earlier. Siveson, who is a dream guide and runs our the dream yoga class in the academy, he did the snow task, and I picked this one because of all the people that have managed to make it snow. He actually did make it not only snow in cartoon form, but he talked about. If you're, I don't know if you know it in any other country, but in America we have a Charlie Brown Christmas special, and we have a Garfield the Cat Christmas special, and somehow his mind just grabbed a hold of those in this dream. But he was lucid. He made Garfield climb up the chimney to the roof and enter the fireplace, and then yada yada yada. He noticed it wasn't snowing. But he was in a cartoon that he wouldn't let that stop him. He focused on making it snow. It did start to snow, but it was cartoon snow. He says, little white polka dots slowly drifting down and slightly moving from side to side, just like in the Peanuts Christmas special. I thought that was completely cute, but unfortunately he thought it was funny. So funny that he lost lucidity. But that is cool. I can honestly say I've never had a lucid dream that had a cartoon form. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah,
I was
really
probably
unique.
kind of laughing at that.
Yeah, I love it when we have dreams like this that I read from dream journals and what have you, because it's fun to see people really engage their creativity and see what they can come up with in their dreams. And I mean, I guess he didn't necessarily do anything. His dream was just cartoony, but he rolled with it and made it snow in cartoon form, which is really awesome.
Yeah, it didn't hold him back. He didn't try and switch from cartoon mode to 3-dimensional mode. There was nothing in the rules that said you couldn't make a cartoon snow. I think he gets bonus points for creativity on that, actually.
Yeah, I think it's good that he rolled with it as well. I think a lot more people need to learn to roll with their dreams. I mean, I've got a quote in my signature that's basically like, a dreamer doesn't actually control the dream. It's just you kind of guide your way through the dream, which I think is a lot of people need to take note of, because you can just roll with your dream and still be lucid and controlling it, but you can have these amazing, creative, unique experiences like cartoon snow, for example. Whereas if he tried to force it to be a real reality kind of snowy scene, he might have lost lucidity, or it might not have worked out so well, or his dream might have even fought against him. So
yeah, I agree with you completely. It's so many people, do what I call using up all their lucid energy, trying to fix some little thing or piddle over something like, oh, it's not bright enough in the dream, or oh, the colors aren't right, or they end up focusing on one thing so much that either they run out of lucid time. We do wake up naturally anyway, and they might either miss out because they wake up too soon because they're concentrating so hard on changing these little details, or you might miss out on something cool. Like if you roll with it, like you say, if Siveson had tried that whole dream trying to not make it a cartoon dream, he would have missed out on the cartoon snow. I mean, how fun is that? So it is very important to find a balance between how much you're trying to control and how much you just kind of let the dream go. I mean, it's kind of a sweet spot. Someone said that recently. I like that. It's a sweet spot, in terms of how much you control and how much you let the dream control. You can't go too far one way, you could lose lucidity, but you go too far the other way, you could waste the whole dream and wake up. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with letting your subconscious dictate some of the elements of the dream, the setting or some of the characters, and then you just kind of roll with it. Why not? Try again tomorrow if you don't like it.
Yep. So, okay, moving on to the next one, we've got Two Shadows now, and I really liked how Two Shadows, not actually talking about the dream here, but the way Two Shadows laid out their post. It was nice how they had orange text, like signifying parts in their dream where they actually interacted with the task. I thought it was really fun to read. But anyway, do you want to read out Two Shadows' dream?
Sure. Yeah, she's Two Shadows is great. She's a former dream guide and a wonderful lucid dreamer. She's been on the forum for a long time, and she's got fantastic lucid dreams. And her lucid dreams often involve extreme sports, like I'm talking about. She can flip up in the air and everything, and not lose lucidity. She's really great. But she also did what I call this month the double hitter, because we've had a lot of people do 2 tasks in one dream, and she did it as well. She managed to make it snow, and initially it's like the sky was dark and there were snow flurries forming in the wind, but it was blowing around up really high, but it wasn't really landing on the ground, or it wasn't creating a nice white blanket of snow like that's what she wanted. So okay, so she just sort of willed it to happen, and then pretty soon snow was building up on the tree branches and curbs, and she was flying around it and everything, and she actually felt the snow. This is cool too, because she's one of the few that managed to get the snow where she could touch it and feel it, and it felt like snow, but it wasn't as cold, and she was still lucid. She had time, so she went on to the next basic task, which was singing a Christmas carol, and she managed to sing Jingle Bells. And even after that, she she remembered at least that she wanted to do the Aurora Borealis task. But I think what did she get? Yeah, she got trapped inside a building, and she may have accomplished it, but her alarm woke her up. So that just shows you how much she can accomplish in one dream, not get tied up with details and things like that. I wonder what would happen if it had been a weekend and she kept on dreaming. So yeah, she's one of my favorite dreamers on this site. She's really amazing. You should read her entry in the task of the month if you get a chance.
I think this is another example where awareness is really important. I mean, you can tell she has amazing awareness. She actually felt the snow. She experienced the coldness of it. She even depicted that it wasn't as cold as waking life snow. But
yeah,
she had awareness to the point where she remembered the dream. She remembered the songs, and she felt everything in the dream. But she didn't go overboard with it and start focusing on the little details, nitpicking on everything. She just kind of took in the dream as it came, and she nearly got 3 tasks complete in one dream, which is really remarkable.
I know. It really is remarkable. Yeah, the snow wasn't cold enough. So what? I'll just move on to the next task, and she did.
Okay, so the final one that we picked out to read by Canis Lucidus, one of our teachers in the intro class. Do you want to go ahead and read his?
Yeah, his is he did one of the advanced tasks, the Aurora Borealis, and one thing I like about him, he's a father, and he did something that I did in another dream, where just one of your kids, the dream character version of one of your kids, just decided to go along for the ride, and it can be hard, even if you're fully lucid, to see a dream character version of your child appear. It's really hard to not be attached to him, and go off and have an adventure and just leave him behind. It could make you lose lucidity or make you wake up, because it's a little bit disgruntling. But anyway, he went ahead and just grabbed his son, perched him on his shoulders, and decided to fly up with him and everything, and his son was even squirming on his shoulders, I don't want to go, and crawling all over his head and putting a foot in his face and all that kinds of stuff. But he was able to kind of put him on his shoulders and settle him down, and he kept flying up, and got into the sky, saw the Aurora Borealis, and even had a nice epic sort of symphonic orchestra soundtrack to it, which is I've had that happen a couple times, and I kind of wake up laughing from that, because it's pretty cheesy when you wake up and think about it, but in the throes of the dream, it's pretty awesome. It's nice. You're like the star of your own movie. But anyway, he flew over the Aurora and saw that there was a huge mothership in space that was letting out this sort of exhaust, and the exhaust, when it hit the atmosphere of the Earth, was what was creating the Aurora Borealis. Anyway, he was able to kind of because the rest of the task was be able to create one for yourself. So he just started making this purple energy come out from his palms, and it kind of blended with the rest of the aurora that was coming from that ship, and he was able to kind of see his own aurora form there, and then he woke up. But it was I was overwhelmed by the fact that his subconscious just made it an alien spaceship. I mean, who knew?
Yeah, again, we spoke about this earlier, but this task is really great for giving those insane visuals that will give you the most memorable dreams you'll have. And it's nice that so many people are completing them. We've had Canis and who was a Wishful Thinker that have completed the Aurora task already. And we're only a week in, so we've got another 3 weeks for lots of other people to try and experience this. Alright, so I think that was it. Again, we've had nobody complete the ghost task, so I can't talk about any tasks on that, so hopefully we can have somebody complete that task before the end of the month. So keep an eye on the task of the month thread for that. That will be in the task of the month forum under Lucid Experiences. So I think we're about to sign off, so do you want to say bye bye?
Yes, before we go, I just wanted to say really quick, the members who have accomplished the Christmas Carol task were Charles D, Light of Heaven, Two Shadows, and Tilda Dreamer Tilda. And the ones who made it snow in one way or another was Canis Lucidus. Again, he was a double hitter, Two Shadows and Savason. And then just, like you said, the two that did the Aurora Borealis were Wishful Thinker and Canis Lucidus. And, I forgot, what's her name? Kiara did, she actually accomplished the snow task while I was writing the script, so I didn't have it in the script. But she accomplished the snow task as well. So all of these people did this in less than a week. So, I applaud all of you for participating and succeeding. Well done.
Awesome. So hopefully we can get more podcasts out soon. Should be increasing the quality of these podcasts sometime after Christmas as well. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing next, but I'm sure we'll think of something. I'm going to have a lot more time over Christmas, and I'm sure Lisa will have more time over Christmas as well to actually sit down and think of scripts and get these recorded and pushed out.
Absolutely. My son's going to be staying with my mom. I'm going to have all kinds of free time on my hands. And one of the things I definitely will be possibly covering is we've got the next installment of Lucid the task of the year, which is like a huge grouping of tasks that you're going to have the whole year to accomplish. So that'll be a big subject for our next podcast, I think.
Yep, that'll be fun to talk about. So, alright, thank you for listening. We'll be back soon. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.